I'm not sure if that caught the end of that one, but you can kind of look here and see how I got that. It ends up being a +4 at the end because I'm squaring that 2. And then I'm done. This trinomial does not factor further. You just have your binomial and your trinomial. All right, and the third type of special factorization is a perfect square trinomial. Okay, and the name says it all. It's going to be a trinomial, and you're going to see perfect squares for your first term and your last term. So this is kind of the setup of how it's going to look. And so let's look at this example. 4x squared is a perfect square. 9 is a perfect square. All right, so I set this up, and I'm just going to square root. So it's kind of like the difference of squares, but remember that this plus sign tells me my signs are the same. They're both going to be minuses. Now be careful when you do your perfect square trinomial, because this middle term needs to check, and they'll try to stump you sometimes and throw in the wrong number there. But I have a -6x and a -6x for my inner and my outer, which would combine to a -12x. If that was not a -12x, it may end up being one of those non-factorable ones. Okay, so this one's good the way it is. Okay, let's try another one. This is a little bit messier looking. I don't like that the first term is negative. And 27 isn't a perfect square either. So I'm going to first look to pull out a GCF. And I'm going to pull a -3 out, looks like. And then I'm going to have a 9x squared. And then this will be a -12xy. And then a plus 4y squared. Now that looks a little nicer because my 9 and my 4 are my perfect squares that I need. So I'll put my -3 out here and set up my binomials. And you just square root each one of these. Got a 3x and a 3x. Got a 2y and a 2y. Remember that the plus sign means your signs will be the same. They're both going to be minuses in this case. And then check your outer and your inner and make sure you really get this -12xy. So that's a -6xy. -6xy gets me my -12xy. So I've got what I need. There it is. Really, that perfect square trinomial, you can just factor that like you factor all of your other trinomials. It doesn't really need to even have to be a special one because we can factor that the same way. Good luck!